How's it going, everybody? My name is Cameron White, and welcome to another weekly episode of Think Big Thursday, all about expanding the way that you think about your life. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video and liking and commenting and sharing and subscribing. This week, this theme I wanted to talk about this week is letting go, surrendering to the process and releasing what doesn't work for us and what no longer serves us anymore. So when it comes to releasing and letting go, and that comes down to letting go and releasing our past, letting go of our fears, letting go of our past experiences and our emotions that can hold us almost, limited to what it is that we can do, because oftentimes our emotions and our past experiences can so much dictate our thoughts and our beliefs and our behaviors in this present day. The first thing that you have to look at is, why should we let these things go? Now, the reason we can hold on to things so easily is because in one way, one shape or another, these things serve us in some way. A lot of the emotions and the experiences that we have in our past that we can hold on to and project into our future ones, they protect us. They keep us safe. They keep us away from being vulnerable or from being hurt. And this is important to acknowledge and recognize when it comes to letting go, because you have to understand the reason why you're holding on to it in the first place in order to effectively let go of the whole thing. Now, when it comes to our behaviors and our beliefs and our mindset, these things that we do and that we develop and that we pick up offer us a reward, and they help us. Now, when it comes to the things that we want to let go of and change, the big thing that you want to look at is, where do we reap the rewards of these old things that we want to change? And because not only do we want to look at what problems are they causing, but what rewards do we reap? What are the advantages that you're getting out of the negative mindset that you can be in? The, negative way that you project your past experiences onto new experiences. How can we look at, why are you doing this? Because there's a reason, there's a rhyme and a reason for you to do these type of things, and it's really healthy to acknowledge why you do that, because it's not necessarily that these things are bad. It's at the end of the day, these things don't work for you anymore. And that's what this whole video is basically about. The next step is to look at where these things are not serving you anymore. If you are in the process of trying to change your life and you're in the process of trying to grow into the person that you know you truly are, and that involves changing your mindset and changing your beliefs and doing a lot of uncomfortable personal development on yourself. When it comes to this stuff, you have to look back at, what emotions you're holding on to, what experiences you're holding on to, and you have to look at how that's not serving you in the space that you are in today, and when in the space of growth and in the space of refreshing and in the space of going into something new. You have to realize holding on to these past experiences aren't serving you. Now, you've realized where they help, why it helps. You reap a reward from that. Pay attention to the rewards you're getting from these beliefs, but then look at the prices that you're paying for continuing this behavior, continuing this mindset, or continuing this belief that you have, or these emotions that you have. And once you realize the prices that you're paying, this is where it's going to become a little bit easier to realize, okay, where is this really not serving me? Where is this really hindering my growth and keeping me from getting to the place that I want to be at? In order to get to your new self, in order to get to where you want to be, the person that you dream about, that you know you truly are on the inside, and as you be a good person and try to work on yourself and become a better human being, you've got to realize that holding on to these past emotions and these experiences and this way of life or this way of doing things, now that you've realized it doesn't serve you, you've got to realize that in order to get to where you want to go, these things are not only holding a weight down on you from getting there. It's not that you can't get there, it's that these things are holding a weight down, and it's a little bit harder if you're carrying a lot of weight, and that these things can represent a wall or a blockade in your path from getting there. And this is a really big deal because you're, like I said, you can get to where you want to go, but you don't have to take everything you own and all of your baggage along with you. You can let some of that shit go, and it'll be a lot easier to get where you want to go. The second part to this is, before we let go, we have to loosen our grasp. We're not going to let go if all of our muscles are tensed and tied up into holding on to everything and our whole body is locked into that position. The first thing to realize when you're wanting to loosen your grasp on working on letting this stuff go and changing into something new and kind of becoming vulnerable and not having this safety net to hold on to when it comes to loosening your grasp is you have to understand if you're holding on to these beliefs and you're holding on to these experiences and this old way of thinking for dear life, if you just let go of this, you're gonna fall. You have nothing else to hold on to, and I think that's really important. So as you're loosening your grasp, you have to figure out what is the next thing that you're gonna be holding on to. And I don't mean that in the negative sense, as in, you could hold on to a lot of past experiences and beliefs and behaviors, and it's so easy to hold on and attach to the negative. In this example that I'm using, I'm talking about holding on to anything. If you're holding on to an old way of living and you know that ship is sinking, you can't just let go, because then you're going to go in the water. You've got to grab onto something else, whether that's a life raft, someone else. If this is Titanic, there was a bunch of stuff in the water that Leonardo DiCaprio could have grabbed. However, he didn't. He just let go and died. You don't want to be like that. Now, when it comes to this, I like to use the analogy of the monkey bars. When you're swinging from monkey bar to monkey bar, you don't just, you don't just take both hands and do it unless you're some CrossFit person. You go one hand at a time, and you loosen your grasp with one hand as you reach out and you grasp the other one. But there's always that small in-between moment between bars where you kind of have you have to take a leap of faith to get from one side to the next. And when it comes to letting go, and when it comes to loosening the grasp first, before we just fully let go, this is what's important, is you have to, again, to have something else to hold on to. You have to have something else that is going to support you and that's going to hold you up. And this is probably the most important thing when it comes to letting go, is what is your vision? This is about creating a new vision. What is the vision that you have? Rather than looking back in the past and looking in the rearview mirror, look out the front window, because you're in the driver's position and you've got to keep your eyes on the road. Where are you going next? So when it comes to creating a new vision, you have to ask yourself, what are these new things that you want? Is it this new mindset? Is it new love? Is it, a new way of interacting with your family? What are these new things that you want to bring in? Because if you're letting something go, you probably want something new to replace that, or you want to at least change whatever it is that you're experiencing in some way, shape, or another. Now, as you're creating this vision, what is it that you want to be? What is it that you want to create? Be specific. Don't be afraid of, accepting what it is that you want. But what's really important is, what is it going to feel like to, have this lifestyle? What is it going to feel like to have this mindset? What is it going to feel like every single day waking up with these new thoughts and these new beliefs and these new behaviors? Ask yourself what it's going to feel like and bring that feeling upon you. Feel that feeling. What does it feel if you're saying, I want these new things, and me doing these new things is going to make me feel like $1 million. It's going to make me feel like the person I've always wanted to become. Well, then take a minute for yourself right now to feel what it feels like to be that person, to be the person that you want to. And wear that feeling as much as you possibly can, because that feeling that you can create yourself is what makes that reality real, that vision, that thing that you want to create and that you want to step into. Making those feelings and creating them, making them alive right now in your body is creating that vision for you. It's making that real. So now, what does it look like now that you've let go of these things with your life? Let's not just focus on the positive here. Let's focus now, what were the things that you let go of, and what does it feel like to let go of those things? What does it feel like to let go of the pain, to let go of the hurt? What does it feel like what does it feel like when you're liberated from that stuff finally? What does it feel like to have a new sense of, freedom, and to have a fresh sense of vitality? What does that feel like? And that's the thing that I want you to ask yourself while you're driving to work. When it's 2 p.m. and you're at work and you're checked out, you're not even focused, I want that feeling to be brought to you of, what does it feel like to be liberated? What does it feel like to let go of the past? And what does it feel like to step into this new thing that you have? And bring that feeling to you, even if it makes you look stupid in public. Bring that feeling to you. Now, like I said, we've realized the prices that we're paying and the rewards that we're reaping for the things that we want to let go of. We have now realized that these don't serve us anymore and that we've got to let go of these things. We've realized that, this isn't just letting go of everything all at once, and that we have to loosen our grasp first. And in order to loosen our grasp, we got to figure out what our next jump is, our next, thing to hold on to is. Now that we've created that vision, we know what that feels like and we know what that looks like. Now it's really about the letting go part. Now, when it comes to letting go, you're not going to do this overnight, like I said. It's going to be a process, and it's going to take some time. It's, you know, if you look back from where you are today versus where you were 5 years ago, sure, a few things happened overnight, but a lot of the change was accumulated over time, and that's what this process looks like. But what this process looks like is you being on the monkey bars and seeing the next monkey bar and reaching for that next one, believing that you can reach it and believing that you can grab it. And the biggest thing is, when you grab that other monkey bar, when you get that vision in your head and it's real and you want to hold on to it and it's worth holding on to, that makes it so much easier to let go of that other hand and to take that leap of faith, to just fucking do it, to trust the process, to trust yourself. That's a big word here, trust yourself, and to trust the process of letting go of that and moving on to the next thing. And this isn't just something, you're not just going to watch this video and be like, I'm fucking ready to let go of this shit. You're probably going to watch this video and now you're probably going to do the work and see what this looks like for you. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. But the big thing that you've got to do is you've got to trust yourself. And you've got to trust this universe. You've got to trust the process. Because guess what? If you don't trust yourself, who are you going to trust? And if I'm not here to say that you need to give yourself reasons why you shouldn't trust yourself. You should trust yourself because at the end of the day, you're all that you've got. And you have everything that it takes to do this on your own. And, you know, when it comes to letting go, this does look a lot like, you know, accepting new support and being vulnerable with things. It's part of change. That's part of life. But when it comes down to it, you've got to be the one to decide to let go and to go to the monkey bar and to take that leap of faith and to trust yourself that you've got what it takes to let go and to do that new thing and to have that new way of life, that new way of being, that new mindset, that freshness. You've got to be the one that says, I can have that and that I'm fully capable and possible of achieving that. I would love to sit here and say that you are all day long, but anything I say doesn't really matter until you believe it at the end of the day. And so my big challenge for you with this video, besides not only letting go of the shit that you want to let go of, is how can you believe in yourself more? And how can you get your belief of yourself so strong to where letting go is nothing but taking a jump into the pool? So with that being said, thank you guys so much for being here this week. I'm so excited for you guys, and I really hope that, you know, you accomplish your dreams and everything that you want to. I hope that you live the happy lifestyle that you want, and I'll be seeing you next week for another Think Big Thursday. And also, don't forget, on Thursdays, we think big.